Hi everyone, it's Tish with Naptime Creations. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. It's free and it'll help me out a lot, so hit that subscribe button. Today we're going to be making a huge 10-inch resin sunflower, so let's jump in and get started. I have 2 ounces of resin here. I went ahead and mixed up my resin off camera just to save time, but if you're new to resin and you want to see a tutorial showing step-by-step how to mix your resin and your pigments, I will link my Milky Way coaster tutorial down below in the description box. Be sure to go check it out. I show you step-by-step how to mix your resin and your pigments. I just cut the mixing out of this video to save time because this video is a little bit longer. So I had 2 ounces of resin in this cup here, and we are going to be pouring the sunflower in 2 layers. So I added a pea-size amount of Midnight Black epoxy paste from Laura's Art Corner to that resin, gave it a good mix, and now I'm just filling in the center area here on the sunflower mold. You want to make sure you do not overfill this area, but if you do, it's okay, and I'll show you how to fix that in just a second here. I'm just adding a tiny bit to the edge of the center of the mold to make sure it's all the way full. I did spray some 91% isopropyl alcohol on there to pop bubbles, and that was it. And here we are the next day. You can see I did overfill this slightly, but all you have to do is just push the center down with your left hand and then take your right hand and kind of pull up on those sections and it will break right off. So see right here, I'm just going to push that center down with my left hand and then pull that piece off with my right hand. And that's all you have to do if you do end up overfilling it. It's no big deal. You just want to make sure you keep pressure on that center part because you don't want that to come loose out of the mold. So you want to make sure you push that down with your left hand and lift up the piece that overflowed with your other hand. So today we're going to be using these gorgeous flakes from Dryer Days Art Studio. They're magenta, color shifting, super beautiful flakes. I'm just going in with a fan brush. This is just a regular paintbrush that I picked up at my local craft store. Just dipping that right into the jar and brushing it into the mold, making sure that I get good coverage on all of the petals in this mold. These are so pretty. I just couldn't believe that I had never used these before. I'll link them down below along with my coupon code if you guys want to get some to try. And this sunflower mold I got off Etsy. I'll link it down below as well. It does have a matte finish, so keep that in mind. It's not a shiny mold. So I got all of the flakes brushed on my mold, and now I'm going to go in with some blue interference mica powder from Laura's Art Corner. And I did end up putting a little bit in a cup because I had some of those flakes left over on my brush and I didn't want to get those all over inside my jar of blue interference. So I'm just brushing this on right on top of those flakes, just to give it a little bit more coverage because some of the spots I didn't get the flakes down all the way, so you could still see the mold a little bit. So I wanted to go in with this mica powder and just make sure that everything had good coverage. I'm just going to brush it all over the inside of the mold and then we'll be ready to pour. And I am going to be using a new casting epoxy. iCoat Global sent me this casting epoxy to try. It's a 2-to-1 ratio and it had hardly any bubbles, which is nice. I did mix up 24 ounces of this. This mold, the sunflower mold itself, takes 22 ounces to fill up. So I just went ahead and mixed up 24 and I used my Midnight Black epoxy paste to make it tinted black. The magenta flakes and that blue interference are really going to pop when you use them with a black or a really dark tinted resin. I did go in with my heat gun and heat this up to pop bubbles before I poured it in my mold. But that's pretty much it. All we're going to do is just fill this mold up the rest of the way. Super simple and easy. You just want to kind of let the resin level out a bit and not go in crazy and pour it all in at once. Just kind of let it sit for a minute, see where you need to add a little bit more resin on some of these petals, and then keep filling it up until it is filled up all the way. And then I'm going to go in with my heat gun on low to pop bubbles, and I'm holding my heat gun pretty far away just because I didn't want it to kind of overflow out of the mold. Just kind of holding my heat gun way up above it and hitting it to get just a few of those bubbles that came up as I was pouring. And this resin, it actually was still gel at 24 hours. So at 48 hours, it was hard. So if you guys do try this resin, no worries if it's still jelly at 24 hours. It does fully harden at around 48 hours. So off camera, I did add a little, I actually underfilled this mold slightly. So I did add a little bit of glitter, like a thin layer of glitter mixed with clear resin. And that's what you're seeing here. And after that dried, we are ready to demold it. I was so excited to see how this turned out. It's always a little nerve-wracking when I use this mold because it is such a big mold and it takes a lot of resin. So it can be disappointing if the piece doesn't turn out. But this one turned out fantastic. You can see in that last clip it looked really blue, but in this clip it looks more purple. And that is from those magenta flakes. They're color shifting and just so beautiful. So definitely check out Dryer Days Art Studio and Laura's Art Corner for the blue interference powder. I'll link them down below along with my coupon codes. And I am going to try the magenta flakes in a shiny mold because I think you'll really be able to see that color shifting effect in a mold that has a shiny finish as opposed to this mold that has a matte finish. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, leave me a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and go check out a few more of my other videos. That would really help me out a lot. Helps out my channel if you watch a few videos back to back. Thanks again. I'll see you guys soon for another video. I hope you're all doing fantastic. Bye guys.